Welcome back, YouTube. Today we are playing PioFiore. We are finishing up the last of Dante's endings and moving on to the next route. You can watch me play live at twitch.tv/Pinker NeonNova. Enjoy the video. Oh, it wants to play the graphic, but it's not gonna. Load. Choice window. Yes. Waiting 30 minutes before having lunch. Oh, I hope you have a good lunch, Eve. Oh, I can't hear this. Why do you always have to do this to me, Elgato? Monitor off. There we go. We can hear it now. Ramen. Ooh, yummy. That's gonna be good, Eve. Watch Disciple. No big wiggles today. My neck still hurts from my migraine. I know. I keep telling them that, Eve, but they keep saying, no, no, no. We're not banned. We're allowed. And I'm like, no, you're not allowed. And yesterday's was bad, Eve. Like, I felt it coming up on Friday and on Saturday. And it was just like, we're going to be awful to you. Well, I feel better today because I slept all day yesterday. Like, literally, I was up for, I think, 3 hours yesterday. And then I slept all day and I slept through all the night. So I got lots of rest. I haven't had to take anything for my migraine today.
Oh, get it!
Yeah, it feels much better today. Also, y'all should enjoy this model because next time you see me, we will be going back to the regular Pinker. Yeah. No more werewolf. No more awoos. Oh, the twink is back. No more awoos. No more werewolf. Oh, we're at new story. Yay! Hold it right there. Huh? You were looking for me, right? I'm Dante Falzone. That was quick. I was planning on painting the town red, if you know what I mean. It's against the rules to lay hands on civilians. Does the Laoshu not even know the basics? You guys made the rules on your own. Lan scoffed at Dante's words. Okay. Lan scoffed at Dante's words with this interest. The Laoshu don't need rules. We do as we please. Let me ask you, where are your members? Did you come out here alone? That's right. I can handle the Falzone's boss all by myself. With that, she positioned her weapon and headed straight for Dante. She closed in swiftly and swung the heavy weapon with ease. Dante took a step back to dodge the attack, then pulled out his gun. You're fast, but that's all. Looks like I can handle a Laoshu lackey all by myself. Ah! Dante calmly pulled the trigger. The bullet struck her on the right arm. You sure got me, but... You think I'd give up? She lifted her shoulder and positioned her weapon again. What? That shot should have made her drop her weapon. The pain and shock would be excruciating. Dante seemed to read her moves. He was dodging her attacks with little effort. It doesn't hurt at all. And here I thought Lee's medicine had no taste. I guess this is one way to make use of it. I kinda like it. Leave now, before you die. Then again, I doubt you'd listen to me. What do you think? The Falzone killed Faye. It's so boring without him. So now, you have to play with me, Falzone. Take responsibility, will you? Despite her youthful appearance, she exuded pure hatred and the palpable intent to kill Dante. Her adrenaline must be helping to dull the pain. If anything, her lack of sanity should bring her down by Dante's hands. Dante. I'm having a great time here, y'all. I can't say Dante. It's fine. Faye. I've heard that name before.
フェイ と
Faye,
言ったか。
was it? If you're
ヤン
working
の
for
子飼いの
Yang,
部下なら
you
そ
should
れ
have
くらい知
known
ってい
that
るだろ
known that by now. The young boy from before. That totally wasn't tortured in the basement. No siree. Not at all. Nothing bad ever happened to him. It was so boring, just waiting around for you. So now it's time for you to die. Lan kicked off the ground and jumped high into the air, swinging her weapon down from above. The blade landed beside Dante and shattered the stone road.
片割れがいなければこんな
I
ものか
suppose this is all you can do without your partner. Dante sidestepped her powerful blow and repositioned himself. His finger slowly pulled the trigger. Lan had a surprised look on her face. The bullet pierced her chest. With the shot to her heart, she slowly crumpled to the ground. Baby! Dante turned his back on her, then went to see one of the townspeople on the ground.
怪我はないか
Are you alright?
あんた
You're
まさか
the
ファルゾーネの
Falzones.
なん
You've
だ
got
よ
a nerve coming here.
よくそんな今のガキが暴れたのも
She went
あ
mad
んたのせい
because
なん
of
だ
you,
ろ
I bet.
ファル
Damn
ゾーネは
Falzone.
疫病神だ
No, don't hate him. He's just a baby. He's not a baby. He's a fully grown man. The young man that Dante saved berated Dante straight to his face. Dante knew about his reputation from reading the newspaper, but hearing it directly was. Still, Dante didn't say a word in response to the young man and simply walked away. Dante,
騒ぎは収まった
we're done
見
here.
つからないうちに
We'd
急い
better
で
head
宿
out
へ戻った方がいい
before we attract any more attention. He didn't look well at all. He was able to keep his composure earlier, but the careless words spat at him from the very people he protected seemed to cut deep. Soft boy, soft boy. He's a soft boy. I could feel his pain and sorrow, but all we could do was head back to the hotel. Dante took off his coat, then scoffed as if laughing at a joke.
新聞などで理解をしていたつも
I
りだ
thought I knew what to
実際
expect
にあんな
from
対応
reading
を
the
されると
newspaper,
少し
but
傷つくな
that was something. You did what you could do to save him. And he still treated you like that. The whole area would have been a bloodbath had Dante not involved himself in the commotion. Dante risked himself to help the townspeople, yet they repaid him with a slap to the face. Dante looked at me blankly, seeing how much angrier I was than he. Dante?
少し
Nothing.
驚いただけだ。
I'm just
なんでもない。
surprised, that's all.
それより言い
By
たい
the
ことが
way,
ある。
I forgot to tell you. Are you demanding his love, Hamster? You can't have his love, it's mine.
グラッツィエ。
Grazie.
俺を気遣ってくれ
Your
て。
care is appreciated.
ただ、俺にはよくわからないんだが、
Help me
どうしてお
understand
前がそこ
something.
まで怒るんだ。
Why are you angry? I've seen what you've been through. I felt myself frowning, but slowly tried to keep myself from exploding in anger. You've protected this town and said you still wanted to do so, right? And yet, the fresh memory of what he had just experienced brought tears to my eyes. Dante reached out to embrace me and patted me gently on the back. He pulled away a bit and wiped the tears from my eyes with his finger.
俺は大丈夫だ。
I'm fine.
多分、
I'm
お前
not
が思ってい
suffering
るよ
as
りショ
much
ックは
as
受
you
けてい
think.
ない。我ながら、こ
I
こま
have
で
to
落ち着いて
admit,
いられるのは
I'm
少し不思議
surprised
で
at
もあ
how
るが。
calm I am. Look at his pretty lashes. They're so pretty. Dante continued in his usual tone.
マフィアは住民の尊
The
敬を集
mafia
めて成り
maintains
立つ組
their
織だ。
status by
だが、
gaining
同時に意味嫌わ
respect
れる
from the
集団でもある。
community, but they are still despised.
この結果も覚悟の上
I
だ。
didn't expect anything
だから、
different, so
辛
I'm
くはない。
fine. No, you're telling me this as boss, right, Dante? Dante heard my words and suddenly went quiet. What about you, Dante? Doesn't it hurt? He looked into my teary eyes and let out a sigh. You
お前は
are
本
so.
当に。
He held my shoulders with his hands. He gently pushed me onto the bed. It's time! Whoop, whoop, whoop! It's time! It's time! Whoa. I'm looking for a pen. Because I forgot to write down the date today. But it's time. Dante propped himself above me, then suddenly placed his lips on mine. This was the second time we kissed, but this time it was much more than a gentle kiss. It felt rushed, as if it was urgent. His warm breath was making my head spin. My fingertips felt numb from his soft yet forceful kiss. Wow! Spicy! This continued for longer than I could think. I breathed out, gasping for air, at which he slowly pulled himself away. What? What are you?
お前が
I
マフィ
was
アの過去
expressing
とし
my
てじゃない。
gratitude for your
俺自
concern
身のことを
for
気に
me
かけてくれるか
as a
ら。
person, not a boss. I didn't say anything special.
お前にとっては当たり前なのかもしれない。
Maybe it wasn't to you, but your
俺は
words
嬉
made
しか
me
った。
happy,
どうしようもなく。
helplessly so. Dante.
あの時本当
I
に
really
辛くは
wasn't
なかった
hurt
んだ。
back then.
きっとお
That
前
was
が俺
because
を
I
受け入れて
believed
くれているから
and knew you would still
俺を
accept
信じ
me.
ていてくれると他の誰に何を言わ
As
れても
long
ひ
as
るみ
you're
は
on
しな
my
い
side,
お
I
前
can
の
keep
心
on
が俺の
fighting
ものなら
no matter
それ
what
だけで
anyone
戦える
says about me. His touch made my body hot. I looked deep into his azure eyes, cast with a tinge of suffering.
町もファミリーも状況も最
This
悪だ
town and my family
な
couldn't
のに俺
be
は
in a worse state.
お前がそばにい
But
て
as
くれ
long
る
as
だけ
you're
で
with me,
嬉しい
I'm...
と思ってしまう
Hello, Joseph Joestar. How are you? Welcome to the shit show, to the void. My name is Pinker NeonNova. I'm a magic girl playing Otome games on her time off and other games. We're just chillin', vibing here. We're about to bang a pretty tsundere boy in game. I hope you enjoy this beautiful CG we're looking at. Don't mind my drinking noises. I need to drink my Powerade and my electrolytes. And I'm doing good. I'm feeling better today after a 3-day migraine. But welcome. Welcome in. I'm not worthy of being boss. No wonder Nicola left the family with me as its leader. Dante. He looked like he was in pain, wincing at his own words. Is there anything I can do to help? I think we know what we can do to help. Main character. I wanted to help take away his suffering. Tell me, will you accept me? Pink, I want you to be by my side. This doesn't look like I'm by your side, sir. His eyes looked at me, filled with passion. I whispered silently to him. Yes, I'll always be with you. I love you, Dante. I could feel the warmth of his breath. I could feel the warmth of his breath come upon me. This is proof that you're the key maiden. My clothes came apart, exposing the top of my chest with the mark. Dante slowly ran his fingers down over the mark. It's on my boob. His gentle caress tickled me in a way that made me gasp involuntarily. I'm sorry. Does it hurt? No, it just tickles. It's all right. The mark doesn't hurt me. I see. I'm sorry to surprise you like this. Dante looked relieved that he didn't hurt me. I bashfully began to speak. I'm not worried much about the mark itself, but it's a bit embarrassing to show, so I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't look at it. Embarrassing? You mean the mark? But why? Well, I don't want the person I love to look at it. Even if this is supposed to be the sign of the Key Maiden, it is still a mark.
俺はそう
I
は
see it
思わない。
differently. It is
これは
beautiful
綺麗で
and something
とても
profoundly
神聖
sacred.
な刻印だと思う。
Stop talking about this stupid mark. Really?
あ
Yes.
だが
Let me
一つだ
say
け言っておく。
something to you.
あざがあろうとなかろうと
Whether you have
俺
this
がお
mark
前
or
のことを
not
好きだという
doesn't
事
change
実
the
に
fact that I
変
love
わり
you.
はない。
Dante. Dante's honest feelings filled my heart with joy. It's gonna fill me with something else soon. Our lips came together again. I made the right choice, falling in love with Dante. We kissed passionately, seeking each other's warmth. I prayed deep inside my heart. I hope he feels all I have for him. I want him to know I love him. I want him to know I believe in him. I want him to know I accept him. That night, our bodies came together. Our very hearts and souls melded into one. That was much more romantic than it was with Yang. I have to say. Anyways. I woke up in the middle of the night. There was still time before a sunbreak. I tried to wake myself up from a deep sleep when I noticed something wrong. What's wrong? Where's Dante? Uh-oh. Stupid Italian man. Loved me then left me. How dare. Where in the world would he go in the middle of the night? As I sat up in bed, I noticed I didn't have anything on me. I hurriedly pulled the sheets over me to cover my body. Ugh, burpees. Huh? I noticed something peculiar and touched my chest. Is it a bite mark? My mark, of course. What happened? It didn't hurt, but it looked like the mark had changed in color. Huh?
もう起きていたのか。
Awake already? Yes, I just woke up. Dante, where were you? It's still dark outside.
電話をしていただけだ。
I was just
お
making
前
a
はもう
call.
少し眠った
You
方
should
がいい。
rest a bit longer.
朝までまだ時間がある。
We still have time
今
until
夜は
morning.
体をゆっくり休めて
Just
くれ。
relax and go back to sleep. Dante urged me to go back to bed. I gazed drowsily at his face. I could see his long eyelashes and blue eyes sparkling like gems in the dark.
どうした？
What's the matter? No, nothing. I felt my face grow hot, thinking about what happened before I fell asleep. He seemed to realize what I was thinking and quickly shifted his eyes away from me. Are you guys embarrassed because it only lasted like 5 seconds because you're both virgins? We were still shy over what happened, but went back to sleep together. The night ended. We had breakfast later than usual. and I disclosed to Dante what I noticed. By the way, I heard the game was banging again. You missed it. They just banged, Cole. By the way, it looks like the mark on my chest is red now.
どこかにぶつけたのか
Did you get hurt last night? No, not at all. Besides, I doubt I'd hit my chest hard enough to bruise it. Bruises don't turn red. Not at the start. They turn black and purple. You two are dumb. Sundari and dumb. Dante?
あざを見せてくれ
Let me take a look. You just want my clothes off again. Huh? But that would be embarrassing. I was a bit flustered at his request, but I could tell he wasn't joking about it. In fact, he was quite serious. I hesitantly nodded in agreement. Okay, here. I slowly revealed the top of my breast. The dull color of my mark was now a bright red, as deep in color as a rose.
印が色づく頃またここ
When
に
the mark is prominent. Wait, I've heard that before.
印が色づく頃
Return
また
here
こ
when
こ
the
におい
mark
で
is prominent. Okay, Twink. Wait, is this a mark that Amelia was talking about? I heard from Dante that this mark is proof that I was the key maiden. Maybe this mark has another role besides proving my identity.
いや
No,
そんなバカ
it
な
can't be. Dante looked confused as he spoke in disbelief. Aww. When you're surprised your dick game's so good it unlock your girl's true potential as the key maiden. When you can see the hickey by the pale moonlight. Okay. Everyone's gonna unfollow me. This is the one part that I remember about this game. Yang is a yandere, and when you bang Dante, you become the true key maiden. You unlock your true potential. I don't remember anything else about this game from the first time I played it like 3 years ago. Oh, okay.
生物について
It appears
エミリーは
Emilio
俺たち以
knows
上に
much
詳
more
しい
about
知
the
識を持って
relic
いる
than
ようだっ
any of
た
us.
助言には従うべきかもしれない
We should talk to him again. I think so too. Dante's next course of action would lead to the quickest results. Let's go back to the ruins. What if Emilio said what Emilio said is true? We may be able to see him there again. Preparing. Remember how in Owl House,
そうか
where
分か
the
った
key had to be filled with Titan stuff to open a magic door? It's like that, but more metaphor. This was a pretty literal filling to unlock my true potential. Also, I've never seen the Owl House. Exactly. Metaphorical key. Huh, I see. Oh, you have to. Provided you don't mind. That's a murder door. I don't mind watching kids' shows. Listen, I'm 34. I've watched Bluey. I'm not too proud to admit that. Huh, I see. Understood. I couldn't help but frown as I spoke on the phone. I heard what's been happening in Felche. Sounds like things aren't going too well. Yeah. Now's the time, huh? Gilbert, what are you doing? We're ready to move. You'd better not die on us, you hear? We may be able to see him there again. Dante nodded in agreement. With that, the day's itinerary was decided. We were back at the ruins again. But this time, instead of a young boy, a different person appeared. Yang! What's he doing here? You look surprised. You thought there was anywhere in this town you could hide from me? I was never hiding from you. Don't underestimate the Lao Shu. Kiss me. An ominous glint appeared in his golden eyes. If I remember, I think this next part's going to be a little bloody, y'all. Buckle up. Did you come here alone? Dante's eyes were already scanning the area for threats. It doesn't seem like there's anyone else around. Oh yeah, perfect for Halloween. I did find something scary for you all tonight. I didn't see anyone else in sight, but I could tell Dante was more tense now than he was before. Didn't you notice? My men have already surrounded you. Don't worry. They won't move unless I order them to. You're not going to take us out yet? It's a terrible broken game. I mean, art. Yeah. Broken art. Listen. Yang can take me, I'm his. But not in this route. After we finish this the best ending for Dante, I'll show you the beautiful Yang CGs. Come now, it's been ages since we last met. I wanted to catch up without any interruptions. Why are you here? And why now? Answering you wouldn't be fun. How about we play instead? Play? Play? Dante and I glared at Yang. Not me, I didn't. You can answer your own questions. Why do you think I came here? Dante's sharp eyes studied Yang, seeking an answer. Yang smiled in silence. It seemed as if Yang wasn't going to say anything to us until Dante spoke first. Dante exhaled, then responded. The Lao Shu wants Berlone. In other words, the rights that are owned by the Falzone. You secured backing from the members of the church so that you can replace us as Berlone's guardian. You only get 50 points for that answer. Yang seemed to be waiting for more, and Dante continued.
お前は奇跡の恩
You
恵
said
に
you
預か
wanted
りたいと言
in
った
on the blessings,
だが生
but I
物の
doubt
起こ
you
す
have
奇跡
enough
を
faith
信
to
じている
believe
と
in
は
the
到底
miracles
思えない
granted by the relic.
それは正解だ。
That is correct.
俺は信心深
I'm
い
not
この
one of
国
the
の人間
religious
とは
people
違
of
う。
this country,
神など信じて
I
いな
don't
い
believe
し
in God,
神の起こす奇跡とや
and
ら
I
にも
have
興
no
味はない。
interest in any bogus miracle.
この地に隠されている
Whatever
生
this
物な
relic
ど
is,
俺
it
に
is
と
no
っては
different
た
to
だの
me than
朽ちた
any
意外
other
に過
rotting
ぎ。
remains. Yang smirked, his golden eyes
もっ
gleaming.
とも一
Of
体どれ
course,
ほどの値を
I
つけ
am
てくれる
interested
か
in how
楽
much
し
it
み
is
では
worth to
ある。
others. Oh, your little smirk.
この地に存在する以
After
外は
all,
教国にとっ
these
てあって
remains
はならな
apparently
いも
shouldn't
のだから
exist in
な。
the church's eyes. Shouldn't exist? I couldn't hide my surprise at hearing that the church was denying the very existence of the relic. Hmm? Yang looked at me curiously, then spoke to Dante.
この地にあるものが何か知らんようだな。
She doesn't know what
女に
lies
教えて
here.
いないのか？
Didn't you tell her what it is?
彼女が知る必要はない
She doesn't need to know. You Italian chauvinistic piece of shit. I let you inside of me, and you still are hiding things from me. I'm gonna kill him. Yang chuckled mirthlessly, hearing Dante's stern reply. This is why I'm such a Yang simp, because at least he doesn't keep things from me. He may kill me repeatedly, but he doesn't keep things from me. Actually, he does, but like, they're objectively bad things that he keeps from me. It's not like, oh, this thing that's deeply connected to your lore and life story that I'm trying to, that you're actively helping me with. No, I'm just going to keep that a secret from you. Yang's like, there is awful things in this world, awful things that my gang is doing, and I don't think I should tell you about them. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fair. Like, you don't want to know the Lao Shu's involved in human trafficking. It's like, yeah, I probably don't want to know that. But tell me anyways, so I can decide. Don't keep secrets from me, bitch.
教会育ちのその女をおもんばかってか？
So that's your way of caring for her.
お前が言わないのなら俺が教え
If
て
you're
や
not
る。
going to
教
tell her
国が一体
I
何
will.
を隠しているのか。
what your precious church is hiding.
やめろやん余計な
Stop
ことを
Yang.
するな
Don't say one more word. Dante was glaring at Yang, but I whispered to him. It's okay, Dante. I want to know too. Do it, Yang. Tell me. Dante bit his lip, hearing my response. Yang grinned ever more coldly.
この地にあるのは
What
存
lies
在
here
しないはずの
are
か
the
のもの
remains
の
of
以外
someone
だ。
who shouldn't exist. Okay? Someone as in,
お前も知っているはずだ。
you know who it is. No, I don't.
神の子は処刑さ
After
れ
God's
葬
son
ら
was
れた
killed,
後、
he
3日
emerged
目に
from his
復
grave
活し
3
た。
days later
その後の
and
40
spent
日を弟
40
子たち
days
と
with
過
his
ごし、
disciples
天に
before
上げられ
ascending to
た。
heaven.
だからこの地上
Which
に遺
means
体は残っていない。
his body
そう
wouldn't
だ
be
な。
anywhere on this earth. That's right.
だが現実には違う。天に昇
But the
った
truth
など
is quite
後世
different.
の作り話だ。
His ascension to heaven was fabricated.
意外は聖地からここブルローネへと運ばれた。そこにいるダンテ・ファルツォーネの祖先の手による。
His body was transported from the Holy Land to Boulogne by the hands of Dante Falzone's ancestors. It's the Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code? I drank all my electrolytes. A woo 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 woo. A woo. Yeah. I could feel myself going pale as I slowly began to understand what Yang was saying. If that's true, then
そうだな。ファルツ
isn't that
ォー
right,
ネ。
Falzone?
そうだ。
That's right.
ファルツォーネはこ
The
の地に
Falzone
遺骸を持
family
ち込み
brought his body
墓を
here,
築いて埋葬
built
し
a
た。
tomb, and buried him.
教国は後年になって
It was
奴らに
ages
とって
before the
感化
church
でき
found
ない
out
代
your
物がこの
ancestors
地に
did
運ばれた
something
こと
that
に気づい
couldn't
た。
be ignored.
何せか
Why?
の者の遺
The
骸が
very
存在
existence
する
of
とい
that
う
body
事実
is
は
proof that
神の
God's
子が
son
た
was
だ
a
の
normal
人だった
human.
という証明。
I have caffeine and more caffeine. Good, caffeine, good. I'm not allowed to have a lot of caffeine today. I had too much. Too much. No, they weren't calling them a crime family before. It's just the way they evolved to be guardians of the land was eventually they became a crime family. Yeah. That would call into question the very existence of the church. As it should. Question churches. If Berlone's secret was exposed, what could happen as a result was beyond comprehension. That can't be.
教国は信仰ゆ
The
えに
church
自らの
tied their
首を
own
絞め
noose
た。
by
証拠、
perpetuating
遺
false
骸を滅
teachings,
するのではなく
but rather
隠
than
すこと
destroy
に
the
したわけ
remains,
だ。
they hid them away. Which is why the church gained rule of Berlin and supported the gravekeepers in keeping the graves sealed away. The gravekeepers grew with that power, and as time passed, became rulers of this town. I understand what he's saying, but I couldn't accept it as truth. As I tried to figure out what was really going on, they continued their conversation. What you've said is in the past. The church no longer requires us as gravekeepers. Time takes its toll. Your family devolved into a petty criminal organization. So, I'm not surprised. You run a petty criminal organization that's involved in human trafficking, Yang. Don't act like you're better than him. You're not. It was necessary. But at one point, Berlin prospered into a rich and blessed city-state during its history. There needed to be a power besides government at rule in order to maintain order in this town. Making up excuses, are you? It means nothing if the church doesn't agree. Of course, many in the church disliked the fact that they were supporting the mafia, which is why they've chosen the Lao Shu and questioned the sanity of the person in charge.
ああ、愉快な話だ。
Amusing,
犯
isn't
罪
it?
組織を潰す
The
ため
church
に犯罪
asking
組織を支
one
援する聖職者がいるのだ
criminal
から。
organization to crush another.
ファルツォーネに個人的
I
な
have
恨みで
no
もあ
clue
るの
whether
か。
that
そ
person
れと
has
も
a personal
他に何か
vendetta
目論みが
against
あ
the
って俺た
Valzone,
ちを利用
or
しよう
maybe
という
they're
のか。
simply using
あ
us.
の男の考えに
Then
大した
again,
価値はな
I
いな。
couldn't care less.
ラオシオに
Those
とって
plans
も
are
俺にとって
no
も
value
ど
to
う
me.
でもいい。
I could tell Yang meant what he said. His cold, shimmering golden eyes were devoid of even a trace of compassion. Good baby.
この地に来て5年。
It's been
お前
5
たち
years
と
since
戯
I
れるの
arrived
も
here.
教国の言いなり
Playing
に
with you
動いてみ
folks
せる
and
のも
listening to
暇
the
つぶ
church
しに
was
は
a
なっ
good way to
たが
pass the time.
いささか飽きた。
But I'm getting bored,
この地に
and
執
I'm
着
not
はない。
attached to this land. Ah. Yang drew his dual blades that reflected the twilight in their brilliant silver. Dante slowly moved in front of me and began talking to Yang.
ヤン、
Yang,
お前は以前言ったはずだ。
you said that you can't
俺たち
fill
に
your
死なれ
goals
ては
with us
目
dead.
的が果たせないと。俺と彼女を殺せば墓を暴く手段は失われる。
Listen,
お前は
translation
何も
error.
手にできない。
Killing us now would mean you lose access to the relic. But I couldn't guess to what they meant. Probably in the morning light. Most of the time they get real close, but that one I was just like, Maybe they meant sunlight. Hold on, I need to change my glasses. These ones are pinching me. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, they probably meant like in the sunlight or something. Or in the morning light, but I'm just gonna let it go.
確かに。
True.
教国からもお前たち2人は決して殺すなと言われている。
Yang smiled and took a step forward.
だが、実のところ俺は教国の人間が嫌いでな。
I hate the church. I love him. Look at how pretty he is.
ネズミの数も減った。ファルツォーネフ
Many
ァ
of
ミ
my
リーを
men
瓦
have
解さ
died,
せたところで、
and with the way of
教
the
国が
Falzone
次にラ
family
オ
is
シウを
now,
潰しにか
the
かるの
church
は
will
明
likely
白
come
だ。
after me next.
であれば、
If so,
最後に嫌がらせ
I
を
may
し
as
てお
well
こ
make them
う。
regret it. Yang snickered coldly. Is he serious? He's going to kill us just to cause problems for the church? I hoped he was lying, but seeing the blades in his hand made me think differently. Kill the church, woot! Listen, listen, listen. He's not gonna kill the church. He's gonna kill me and Dante. That's a little different. If he was going for the church, 100%, whoop whoop, let's go, baby. That's not what he's doing right now. He's coming for me and Dante. I need... Sorry, getting the next person set up. Because I don't have any more choices in this route. My body froze in fear. seeing the man quietly close in on us. Oh no, I hope you're okay. I hope nothing happens. No bad things happen to you. My body froze in fear, seeing the man quietly close in on us, his face shrouded in madness.
どちらから殺されたい？最
So
後
who
の
wants
望み
to
なら
die first?
聞いてやらんでもないか。
I'm nice enough to let you choose.
八つ当たりに付き合っている暇はない。
I
死
have
ぬ
no
のは
time
お
to
前だ
play
ヤ
with
ン。
you. You're the one who's going to die, Yang. Dante quickly drew his gun and fired it straight at Yang. Huh? Yang tilted his body to avoid the shot, which simply grazed him. It can't be. I can't believe he avoided that. Yang kicked the ground and charged at Dante like a wild beast. That's my man. Dante was holding his position, covering me. More shots rang out. Oh, his laugh. The bullets hit their target. The headpiece over his crimson hair was broken. His arms and thighs were bleeding, and yet Yang continued to charge as if he couldn't feel pain.
でたらめな男だな、お前は。
You bastard.
あいにく急流上
Too
才
bad
育
for
ちで
you.
な。
I was raised in the
お坊ちゃんほど繊細ではない。
Gaolong Shenzai. I'm not that frail. He does. Yang closed in on Dante and swung his silver blades down from each side. Dante pulled the trigger again. The bullets pierced Yang's body, but his blades swiped against Dante's torso. The bullets must have weakened the blow, as they didn't slash through completely. Yang repositioned the bloodied blades and created distance between them.
命拾いしたな、ファルツ
Still
王
alive,
め。
Valzone?
だが、
Though
その
I
傷で
doubt you
次
can
は
make it
避
for
けられ
much
ない。
longer with that wound. Oh, you're so pretty. Stop it. The blood just makes you prettier. Dante glared at Yang while holding his wound with his hand. Dark red spilled over the ground.
死ね。
Die. No! Seeing Yang charge, I quickly jumped in front of Dante. Yang sneered. Without any remorse, he swung his silver blade and... I was prepared to accept my fate when a high-pitched sound resonated. Yang's blade was blocked by another blade in front of me. Orlok! Yay! Baby! That's our next husband. Orlok, why? Orlok glared at Yang and muttered,
使徒の役目は鍵の乙女を守ること。
My mission is to protect the Key Maiden. With that, Orlok charged at Yang with all his might.
いいだろう。お前とは遊んでみたいと常
I
々
always
思っ
wanted
て
to
いた。
play with you. Yang? A little sussy there, aren't you, sir? It's not as big, but it means he knows where to put it. Yeah, legit. Orlok's an assassin. Straight up. Everyone else that you date in this game, mafia. Or a mafia boss, or a mafia underboss. Orlok, church assassin. Their swift movements were accompanied by the clanging of blades. I turned to Dante to check his wounds. He's cut deep. He's bleeding too much. He needs to get it stitched now. First, I need to stop the bleeding. Dante quietly held me back from tending to his wound. Dante? This is fine. I can still fight. No, you can't. Oh, his laugh. It's so good. I love this voice actor. Yang's laughter resonated across the hills. His battle with Orlok continued. Entertain me, Orlok. Don't you dare go easy on me. I'll end this quickly. Their blades clashed to a halt, sending an ear-piercing clang through the air. Their eyes made contact as they glared at one another. Yang took the initiative. Yang forcefully parried Orlok's stagger. Orlok jumped backwards, then lowered his body to charge at Yang. But then, let's see you fend this off. Yang wasn't facing Orlok anymore. He turned in my direction, then threw his blades straight at me. Huh? No. Orlok quickly moved towards me and nicked the flying blade with his dagger. The blade changed the direction, grazing my arm and landing next to me. Before we knew it, Yang was already behind Orlok. Orlok! Blood spewed from his impaled chest. Run. You need to run. Orlok pleaded with me to escape, as I sat there with Dante in my arms. Why is he... Orlok was still trying to protect me, despite being close to death. Is it because I'm the Key Maiden? He's willing to throw his life away for it? Is the relic more important than life? Emotions boiled inside of me, burning my heart. All I could do was watch as Orlok tried to protect me. Yang didn't give another look at the bleeding Orlok and strode towards me. He pulled out the blade from the ground and headed back to Orlok, now crawling on the ground. Boring. Yang's earlier excitement was no longer apparent as he continued kicking Orlok. I can't believe you let your guard down. And we were having so much fun too. Yeah, R.I.P. baby Orlok. What a letdown. And here I was counting on you to keep things exciting. Didn't it dawn on you that I'd go for that girl? If not, that was stupid of you. You're so mean. Come be mean to me. Yang sounded irritated and began to stab Orlok repeatedly. My turn. You monster. I couldn't look at the horror unfolding before me. I needed to run, but my body wasn't moving. The MC in game is horrified, and I'm just like, yes! Yes! Suddenly, Dante placed his hand on my shoulder. Dante? I need your help. Goodbye, Twink Assassin. May you fanboy in heaven. Blah. Yeah, auto mod gotcha. Sorry. I need your help. Ugh, burpees. What? Dante whispered into my ear. Huh? I took what was in Dante's hand, then nodded in agreement. He slowly stood up again, then called out to Yang, who was continuing his atrocities.
いい加減にしろや。
Stop it,
す
Yang.
でに息はない。
He's dead.
それ以上
Stop
は死者への
defiling
冒
his
涜だ。
body. Okay.
ああ、もう死んでいたか。
He's dead.
まったくもって人
Humans are
間
so
は
easy
壊
to
れや
break.
すいな。
He wasn't even
俺の
worth my
退屈を
time.
紛らわすや。
Yang stared at Dante.
お前はどうだ？
How
ファル
about
ツ
you,
王ね。
Falzone? Will
もっ
you
と
entertain
俺
me
を楽
instead?
しませてくれるか？
I will. My turn. Me. Me. My turn. Dante quietly pointed his gun. The battle commenced once more. Gunshots resounded through the air. Kill me. Me. No, I just want to entertain him. That doesn't need to be in battle. That can be in bed. None of the bullets even scathed Yang. Yang was still bleeding from the wounds he incurred, but was still moving as fast as ever. Dante, though, was suffering from his wounds, getting slower and losing precision with each passing moment.
お前も俺を退屈させるのか。
You're not going
こ
to
れでは
entertain
す
me,
ぐに終
are
わっ
you?
てしまうな。
Looks like this is going to end quickly. Wounds appeared across Dante's body each time Yang swung his blades. He's not. He likes to take his time and wear himself out. You're inconsequential. They closed in again for the third time. Oh. Yang pushed Dante back with the flat end of his blade. Dante lost his hold and fell down onto the ground. Ah, yeah! Give me this CG. It's gonna be bloody, if you can't tell. Despite the obvious disadvantage, Dante pointed his gun towards Yang. The gun was moving about, unable to keep its target, at which Yang began to laugh. It's a very good CG. They should kiss and make up. And out.
足りんな。
You must be kidding.
渇望しろ、ファルツ王。
Where's your thirst for
でな
blood,
ければ
Falzone?
俺を殺す
You
ことな
won't be
ど
able to
でき
kill
ん。
me like that. Yang's eyes glared like a beast.
だが、これで終わりだ。
But this is
お前
where.
は
But
死
this is the end.
望
You'll
んだ
die
女
here.
も町も
You failed
守
to
りき
protect
れ
this
ず。
town and the girl. Yang pulled his blade back to stab Dante, when all of a sudden, I pulled the trigger. He turned towards me, surprised at the gunfire. For a second, he let his guard down. In that very moment, Dante shot Yang right through the chest. Yang was spewing blood from his chest, and yet was laughing with joy.
温室育ちのお坊ちゃんかと
And
思っ
here I
ていた
thought you were a
が
little boy.
楽しませてく
How
れる。
entertaining this
だ
is.
が、まだ
But
足
it's
りん。
not enough.
もっと、
More.
もっとだ。
I want more.
いいや、終
No,
わりだ。
it's over. The next moment, a bullet bore itself through Yang's head. Yang's bloody blade slipped out of his hand. He crumpled to the ground with the same mad smile on his face. Goodbye, baby. You were as beautiful as you were mad. Is it finally over? My hand was numb from pulling the trigger. All I did was shoot up into the air. I didn't shoot at Yang. But what I did led to someone's death. I couldn't stop my hands from shaking. Dante walked towards me and embraced me gently.
よくやった。
You did well. He patted me on the head to console me, then apologized quietly.
それから
And
すまなかっ
I'm
た。
sorry. I'm just surprised by the impact from pulling the trigger. I've never shot a gun before. So much head all of a sudden. I responded as boldly as possible so that I could show a strong front to Dante. Dante could see I was feigning bravery and chuckled.
あ、
I see.
そうだな。
I tried to respond to Dante, but then... Huh? Dante? Dante's body slowly sagged onto me, and I felt his full weight coming down. Ah! I didn't have the strength to hold Dante up. I fell to the ground with him. He's not breathing properly. He's still bleeding from his wound. No. No! I need to take him to a doctor now. I can't let him go like this. I looked up and saw the sky covered in grayish clouds. Then rain began to fall. Staying out here would only make matters worse. But I'm not strong enough to carry Dante. What should I... I looked around helplessly when I noticed the Lao Shu closing in.
ヤンが死んだなんて信じらんねえな。
I can't believe Yang is dead.
せめてお前の首はいただいて
We're
帰
not
れぜ
letting
ファ
you
ルツォ
get
ーネ。
away.
ヤ
We're
ン
taking
の
your head
仇
for
だ。
that foul zone.
そう焦るな。お前ら
Come
の相
on
手は
now.
この
Why
俺だ。
not play with us instead? It's the man, the myth, the legend himself come to save the day! Gilbert! Where did... There in front of me stood Gil and Nicola, surrounded by their men. Why is the Visconti? Why are you both here?
説明は後だ、シニョリーナ。
We can catch up later, Signorina. The Lao Shu and the Visconti roared and clashed head on.
君も手伝って。せめて雨をし
Can
の
you help? Let's get him out of the rain. Right. Nicola lent his shoulder to Dante so that he could lift him up. Gil heard there was head going around, so he showed up. He was like, yes, I would like some head, please. And I said, for you, anything, Gilbert. Mwah. I tried my best to prop up Dante by lifting his other shoulder, and we headed towards the ruins. We place Dante next to the altar.
ダンテの止血をしてあげて。僕
Can
は
you
外
tend
で
to
ギル
his
バートたちに
wounds?
加勢して
I'm
くる。
going outside to help Gilbert. But why, Nicola? I thought you left the Felzone family.
もし生きて町に戻れたら
I'll
全部話
explain
すよ。
everything if we all
だから
return to the town alive. I hope you die.
お願いだ。
Please,
僕たちが
Pink,
戻るまで
don't let
どうか
Dante
ダンテ
die
を死な
on
せない
us
で。
before we return. Nicola. I immediately tended to Dante's wounds as Nicola walked away. I need to stop his bleeding now. I tore my shawl and used it as a bandage to wrap around his wounds. I took Dante's bloody clothes off and twisted them to use as more bandages. Huh? I felt a sharp pain in my hand. It looks like the blade Yang threw grazed my hand too. I felt another sharp pain in my heart, seeing the blood roll along the side of my hand. Just being grazed hurts this much. I couldn't fathom how much pain Dante was in now. The blood from my hand dripped down into the pool of blood seeping from Dante. Dante, please don't die on me. Without laying another eye on my wound, I continued to try and stop Dante's bleeding. Huh? I looked up, feeling cold drips of water coming from the altar. A leak? The water wasn't dripping from the ceiling. It looked like the font near the altar was overflowing. Terminology. Font. A basin inside a church that is filled with water and blessed by priests. People touch this holy water and form a sign of the cross as an expression of their faith and to renew their baptismal promise. Thank you, terminology. I thought it was empty last time we checked. The drops of water were clear and beautiful. I can't use the water on his wounds since it could cause an infection, but I guess I can use it to wipe his face? It's the Holy Grail! No. It's Jesus' body is the relic. I dipped a clean end of my shawl into the water in the font. Dante. I gently wiped the dried blood from Dante's face and then wiped the blood off his lips. After intensely tending to Dante's wounds, his bleeding stopped. Ugh. Dante, you're alive. Yes,
不思議と
somehow
少し楽にな
I
った。
feel a little better.
お前がそばにいるからか。
Have you been with me all along? His voice sounded a lot stronger than before. Dante, thank God. I wiped the tears from my eyes with the back of my hand. Dante's complexion had a lot more color, and his breathing seemed to return to normal. Then, all of a sudden, I heard footsteps approaching.
大変そうだね。元気だったかい？
That was quite an ordeal. Are you all right? Twink! You're so cute. Emilio. He suddenly appeared in front of us.
今の俺が元気
Do
そうに
I
見え
look
た
all
か。
right to you? I'm not sure if Dante's glare was because of the pain or because of Emilio's question.
罪のない挨拶のつもりだったけれど、
I had meant it
確かに
as a
愚問だ
greeting,
ね。
but I suppose
気
that was
分を害し
uncouth
た
of
のな
me.
ら
I
謝
do
るよ。
apologize. Ugh. Why are you here, Emilio? Wait, how did you get in here? The Visconti and the Lao Shu are fighting outside.
それは 答えても意味がない質問だよ。
I doubt my answer
君
would
たちに
be
は価値のない情報だ。
of true benefit. The information now would be trivial to you. Stop talking in mysterious ways.
だとしたら何の
Well
用だ
then,
エミリオ。
why did you come, Emilio?
お前は何のため
You
にこ
must
こ
be
へ来
here
た？
for a reason.
言っただろ。
I thought I
印が
mentioned
色
it
づく
before.
頃、またここ
Return
におい
here
で。
when the mark is prominent. Emilio gave a smile like that of a playful child.
僕は君た
I
ちの
was
こと
waiting
を
for
待
you
ってい
two
た
to
んだよ。
return. Listen, Twink, being all tweak. Speaking in your twink ways. Stop it.
君たちだって
I
それを
assume you
覚えていた
remembered
か
my
ら
words,
ここに来
which
たんじ
brought
ゃ
you
ないのか
back
な。
here.
印という
The
のは
mark. So you
や
were
はり彼
referring
女
to
の
the
あざの
mark
こ
on
とだったの
her.
か。
その通り。
Indeed.
そして
And I also
彼女の
assume that her
印
mark
が色
has
づい
since
たという
become
ことは
prominent. Ah, yes, the hickey in the pale moonlight. The thing that got bright after we did the horizontal tango. Out of wedlock, I might add.
君が紛れもなくファルツォーネの正当な後継者であることも
If
示してい
so,
る。
then that means you are the rightful successor to the Falzone family. What do you mean? He means we... I don't have a button to censor myself. He means we banged. Ooh, burpees. How would my mark prove Dante's blood? Okay, this is a thing. We went to Boundtown on this, the night of All Hallows Eve. Okay, so when we, in the previous routes that we've played, went to Bonetown with Nicola and went to Bangtown with Yang, went to Yangtown. Our Key Maiden mark faded away, but when we banged Dante, it got bright red. So, as the Key Maiden, when we go to Bangtown, Bonetown with Dante, it cements us, air quotes, as the true Key Maiden and unlocks our true potential. Improves us, the fully realized Key Maiden. And only one from the Falzone family line can do that. I had no clue what he was talking about. Emilio looked at me and responded gently. Yeah, Dante had to fill our inferno to perform our destiny. He had to unlock our true potential as the Key Maiden. With his dick! I had no clue what he was talking about. Emilio looked at me and responded gently.
生物の封印を解くために必
We
要なの
needed
は
one with the blood of the Falzone and the Key Maiden
鍵の
in
乙
order
女の
to
存
break the
在。
seal to the relic.
君たちはそう思っていた
At
ようだ
least,
けれど、
I think that's
実
what
は
you both
それだけ
knew.
では足りないん
The
だ。
fact is, there's one more element.
セキュリティは二重になっているん
Security
だよ。
was required in the process.
ここに眠ってい
After
る
all,
のは
what
そ
lies
れほ
in
どま
here
でに
is that
大
which
切なもの
is
だからね。
important and critical to all. Emilio continued to speak without any change in expression.
ファルツォーネの正当な
The
後
rightful
継者と
successor to the
鍵の乙
Falzone
女が
family
結ばれ
and
た
the
時、
Key Maiden need to be united.
乙女の印は濃く
Only
色
then
づ
would the
き、
mark of the Key
初めて
Maiden
君た
grant
ち
the
は
right to
封
break
印を
the
解く
seal.
資格を得
By united, you don't mean... He does mean that. Mm-hmm.
ヨタ話だな。
You're lying. As I stood there, confused by what he said, Dante looked distrustfully at Emilio. Emilio replied calmly,
否定しても
Well,
彼女の印は色づい
her
てい
mark
るよ
did change color, didn't
心当
it?
たりもあるだろう
You must know what I'm referring to. Well,
祭壇の聖水板は
the
一人
font
で
of
に
the
満ちた
altars filled
これ
on
もま
its
た
own.
君た
That
ちの
is
血が
proof
資
you
格を
gained
得
the
た
right
証
required.
聖水板は
The
奇
font is
跡を行う
essential
の
for the
に欠かせ
blessing.
ないもの
You are now ready to break
これ
the
で
seal
君た
to
ち
the
は
relic.
聖遺物の封印を解ける
Dante was quietly listening to Emilio, who had spoken with a childish smile. Dante got so red we filled the whole font.
おめでとうダンテ
Congratulations,
聖遺
Dante.
物は君のも
The
のだよ
relic is yours. You
そ
may
れを
now
手に
use
し
it to
て
negotiate
教
with
国
the
と取
church.
引をもっともファ
Then
ルツォーネ
again,
の脅威は
most
ほ
of
と
the
んど
threats
全て
against the Foul
取り
Zone
除
are
かれて
gone,
いるけれどね
wouldn't you say?
ラオ州の首領は
The
すでに
leader of
死
the
んだ
Lao Shu is
表
dead.
の残党も
The
ギル
remaining
バート・レッ
members
ド
will
フォー
soon
ド
be
たちによって
exterminated by
間もな
Gilbert
く方が
Redford.
そうそう
It's
ラオ
also
州
been
に加
decided
担
that
していた
those
教
in the
国の一
church
派
who
も
assisted
じ
the
き
Lao
に処
Shu
分さ
will
れ
be
ることに決まったよ
exterminated. Exterminated? If you could do that, why wasn't that done much sooner? Seeing my frustration by his reply, Emilio frowned slightly for the first time.
うんそれができればよかったん
Well,
だけれど
that would have been
簡
ideal,
単なこ
but
とでは
it's
なく
not.
てね
But it isn't as easy as it sounds.
教国の中にも政治と
We
いう
have
ものがあるん
politics
だ
at work inside
今
the
回の
church.
件について
We
言え
didn't
ば
have much of
僕
a
たちは
choice
しばら
aside
く
from
事
letting
態
the
を静
situation
観す
play
るしか
out.
なかった僕だって
I
心
can't
苦し
say
く
I
は
don't
思ってい
feel
たんだよ
remorseful. Yeah, we did.
教国の聖職者の
Very
中
few
で
in the
も
church
伝
knew
承
of the
を知
relic,
る者は少
and
ない
after many generations,
時代が移り
those
変
who
わる
were
につれ
informed
知
brushed
っ
it
てい
off
て
as
も
mere
信
legend.
じない者さえ出てきた
I think it was the whole term got tagged by AutoMod. I'm like, why? Why, AutoMod? But it's okay. Ugh, stretching.
何せ
Not
ファルツォーネ
surprising,
が墓守りになって
considering
から
it's been close to
2000年近くも
2,000
経つ
years
わけだ
since
から
the
ね
Foul Zone became the Gravekeepers.
教国がファルツォーネ
We
の
also
後ろ盾
needed
で
to
ある
show
必
the
要性
church
を
that
改めて
the
問う
Foul
意味で
Zone
も
was worth
静観が
supporting.
必要だったんだ
Emilio spread his arms out wide as if giving his blessing, then spoke in a grand tone.
ファルツォーネは正
And
当
now
な
the
墓
Foul
守で
Zone
あり
have proven that
こ
they
の
are
地
the
の支
rightful
配者である
gravekeepers
と
and the rulers
再
of
び
this
示され
land.
た聖水板に満ちた
The
水
water
は
in the font
何
is
より
proof
の
of
証
that.
だ
Your
傷
wounds
は
don't
楽
hurt
になっ
much
たよ
anymore,
ね
do
ダン
they,
テ
Dante?
それこそ
It's
聖物
because
が
of
も
the
たらす
blessing from the
奇
relic.
跡の力
Now that he mentions it, Dante's blood seemed to clot from the moment I wiped his face using the water from the font. At this point, I couldn't deny the fact that the water possessed a mysterious power. Maybe Dante drank small bits of the water when I was wiping his lips? Maybe water is absorbed through the skin via osmosis? Dante was still not letting his guard down against Emilio. He glared at him sharply still. Dante slowly opened his mouth.
ファルツォーネの正
If
当
the
性が再
Falzone
び
have
教
been
国に認められたのであれ
redeemed by the church,
ば、わざわざ俺が生
then
物
there's
を手
no
にし
need
て
for me to use
一
the
族の
relic to
権威を
prove
証
my
明する
family's
必要はない
status.
はずだ。
Emilio blinked with a blank look on his face. He then gasped and stared back at Dante, speaking in a surprised tone. I can read.
君、マフィアのカポに
You're
して
too
は
pure
純
to
粋
be a
すぎる
mafia
よ。
boss.
教
What
国
if
が
the church
再び
betrays
裏切
you
るとは
again?
思わないのかい？
その可能性はない。
That won't happen.
俺たちはすでに
We already
生
know
物
how
の
to
封
break
印を
the
解く
seal
方
to
法
the
を知って
relic.
いる。俺たちを裏切れば
They will be risking
教国
the
は生
truth
物
of
を
the relic going out
真
in the
実を危
open
険
if
に
they
さらす
betray
ことになる。
us.
教国はそこまでバカじゃない
I
だろ
doubt the church is
う。だ
that
からあれを
stupid.
今すぐ手にする必要は
Therefore,
ない。
I don't see the need to use the relic.
正論だね。
That makes sense.
そもそも今回のような
What
ことは
happened this time
めったに
isn't
起
a
こるも
common
のじゃない
occurrence
し、
after all.
少なくとも
Rest
君が生
assured
きて
that
君の
your
子孫に
family
正
is
しい
safe
継承を
so
続け
long
てい
as
く
you're
限りは
alive
安
and
泰
you
だと
relay
思
your
っていい。
duties to your children to come. Emilio, does that mean
今回の件はね、
one
ダン
of
テ
the
への継
reasons
承
why
が
this all
正しく
happened
行わ
is
れな
because
かっ
the
たこと
proper
が
steps
原因
weren't
の
taken
一つ
for
なんだ。
Dante to the head of the family?
ダンテは何のことか
You know what I'm
分かっ
talking
たようだ
about,
ね。
right, Dante? If the church betrays us, we can just boom! If the church tries to betray us, we're just gonna skip our happily little married asses down here and take out these remains. And be like, look, the church has been lying to everyone all this time.
そう。君の
Your
父、
father,
先
the
代ファル
previous
ツォーネ
Falzone
当主、
boss,
シルビオ・ファル
Silvio
ツォーネは
Falzone,
志半ばに
was
して暗殺されてしまっ
assassinated
た。
before passing on his duties,
だから君は生
which is
物
why
の
you
伝
didn't
承
have
に
the
ついて
proper
不
information
完
about
全
the
な
relic.
知識しか持ち得なかった。
なあ、
True.
伝承のすべてを教
I
えら
was
れるの
supposed to
は
inherit the duties
俺が
in
カポ
full
になる
when I
その日の
became
は
the
ずだった。
boss.
ファルツォーネを快く
That
思わ
gave
ない
the
者にとって
opportunity to those who
それは
despise the
格
Falzone
好
to
の
make
隙
their
に
move.
なったわけだ。本来そういっ
The
た事
duty of
態
a
が起きないよう
disciple
に動
is
く
to
のも
prevent
使
such
徒
an
の
event
役目
from
なんだけど、
happening, but
今回の使徒
our
オ
disciple
ルロックも
Orlok
また少
was
し
a
イレ
bit
ギュ
of
ラー
a
な立場だったから
irregular,
ね。
so to speak. Orlok! Emilio's words reminded me of Orlok, who sacrificed himself to protect me. I didn't fully understand who he was, even after he appeared in front of me so many times. What were Orlok's duty? Irregular, as in dead on the ground outside. What did he have to bear as a disciple?
教会が特殊な
The
訓練を
easiest way to
積ませ
explain
た
it
戦
is
士
he was
とい
trained
え
by
ば
the church
君
to
た
be
ちに
their
も分
sword.
かりやすい。オルロックはこ
His
の地
mission
で
was to
鍵の
protect
乙
the
女を
key
見
maiden
守り、
and report any
君たち
problems
もし
relating
く
to
は生
you,
物に問題が
to,
生じれ
or the
ば
relic back
教
to the
国に
church.
報告。そして
And,
先ほども言っ
as
た
I
ように
said earlier,
本来であれば
he was
ダン
supposed
テ
to
に
relay
対
the
して
details
彼
of
の
the
父
relic
が
to
伝え
Dante
損
when
ね
his
た情
father
報のすべ
passed
てを与えるこ
to
とも
prevent the
使徒の
situation
務め
from
だっ
being
た。
abused. But he didn't for some reason?
そう。不運に不運が重なってしまった。
Bad luck overlapped with worse luck.
オルロックを管轄
The
していた
person who
人間
oversaw
こそ
Orlok
今
was the
回
very
教
person
国内で
behind the
反
oppression
ファル
against
ツォーネを
the
強く
Falzone.
標榜した人物だったんだ。
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that means Berlone was simply dragged into whatever politics were going on in the church.
言葉だけではない謝罪が必要だな。
Words aren't enough to express apology. Dante was obviously not happy hearing that. I could sense he was regaining himself again.
ずいぶん調
It's
子が
nice
戻っ
that
た
you're
ね。
returning to normal.
それだ
I
け
think
話
you're
せれ
all
ば
better now.
もう大丈夫だろう。
This twink is like, oh, good, you're all better now. We love him.
表の掃除もそろ
The
そろ終わりそう
situation
だ。
out there should
僕は
resolve
今の
soon.
うちに
I
おいとま
suppose
しようか
I
な。
should take my leave now. Wait, Emilio. I hurriedly tried to hold him back as he turned around to walk away again. It's time for me to twink away. What will happen to Berlone?
ブルローネは何も
Nothing
変
will
わらない。
change.
いや、
No.
ラオ州がなくなった
Now
わけ
that
だ
the
から
Lao shoe is
多少
gone,
は変わるの
I
かな。
suppose there will be a change.
どちらにせよ、
In any
人の営
case,
みに大差
the
はない。
lives of the
君
people
が心配するよ
will
うな
go
ことは
on.
ないよ。
You have nothing to worry about. Can you tell me one last thing?
いいよ。
Go
た
ahead.
だし質問はこれが
But this
最
is
後
your
だ。
last question. His bright and starry eyes were fixed on me. Who are you? He said he was with the church, but it seemed like he knew far more than anyone there. His youthful appearance was also deceiving, as he seemed to instead be a wise sage. Now that the human traffickers are gone, I guess it'll be safer. Yeah, that's a fair guess.
僕は
I am. Emilio gave a gentle smile.
僕はファルツォーネの先祖がこの地に墓を築いた
I
時、
am the
手を貸した者
descendant
の
of the
末
one
裔だ。
who helped the very first Falzone build the grave here.
ファルツォーネはこの
The
地で
Falzone
聖
family
物を
lived
守護
on
し、
this land to guard the
僕た
relic,
ちは教
and we
国内部
watched
から
from within the
聖
church to
物を見
oversee
守る
its
役目
care.
を負っている。
その話
I
父から
heard
聞い
that
たこ
from
とが
my
ある
father before.
「代々教国にはファルツォーネと
There's
協
a
力
family
関
that
係にある
exists
一
within
族
the
が存
church
在
that
すると
supports the Falzone family.
僕たちはあくまで見
Our
守る
duty
ことが
is
役割だ。
simply to oversee.
本当はこんな風に
My
自ら介
intervention
入す
here
る
is
ことを
actually something
良しと
out
さ
of
れ
the
ていない
ordinary.
立場にある。けど今回は教
But the
国にも
church was
責
at
任があ
fault
る
this
から
time,
ね。
so I
見て
had
い
to
られなくて
intervene.
首を突っ込んでしまった。
He laughed, then closed one eye jokingly, as if signaling something to us.
できれば僕の
I
存在は
appreciated
秘
if
匿
he
して
kept
おい
my
てくれるとあ
existence
り
here
がた
a
い。
secret. Now then,
じゃ
I
あ
think I'm done here.
話はここで終わり。
The twink wink. Yeah, there's a family of twinks buried in the salt. The celibate priests, I guess. Yeah, Automod's having issues today. But I'm going to keep it high because just in case. Now then, I think I'm done here.
じゃあね、二人とも。
If you'll excuse me, I will
僕は
always
い
be
つも
watching over you,
君たちの
over
星
your
を見守
stars.
っているよ。
Wait, I didn't have a chance to say farewell. He turned his back and walked away. What a mysterious person. Both of us were in awe of the oddly divine aura he exhibited. We were still dazed at what happened and stood quietly in the ruins. Burpees. Dante. That's Nicola, not me. Oh god. Dante. Nicola came running towards us, snapping us back to reality. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh. Let's not sing Eminem.
ネズミの駆除は終わったぜ。
We're done getting rid of the rats. I hope you had your chance to rest, Dante.
しかし、
I
上
have
等
to
な
say,
コートも台無し
what
だ
a
な。
waste of a good
どう
coat.
してそんな血まみれ
Did
に
you
したん
have
だ
to get so much blood on it? Yeah, I got stabbed.
お前がもっと早く駆けつけていれば
I could have
俺の
saved
コ
my
ート
coat
は
if
助か
you
ったは
came
ず
here
だ
a lot earlier. Dante responded a bit angrily at Gil's playful words. Hearing Dante's retort to Gil made Nicola sigh with relief.
ダンテ
Dante,
よかった
I'm so glad you're
君が
alright.
生きていて
よくない。
I'm
ニ
not
コラ、
alright.
お
I
前に
need
はきっち
answers
り
from
説明してもらうから
you,
な。
Nicola.
積もる話もあるだろうが、
But
ま
first,
ずは医者だろう。
I think you
お
need to
前の
see a
傷
doctor.
ひどいもん
It's
だ
not
ぜ、
like
ダ
you're
ンテ。
cured, Dante.
しかし、
But
いや、続きはまた
we'll
日を
save the
改め
rest
て
for
からだ。
another day.
俺だって
I
話
have
しておきたい
something
こ
to
ともあ
talk
る。
to you about. Gil lent his shoulder to Dante. Nicola quietly helped prop up his other shoulder. By the time we stepped out of the ruins, the sky was painted crimson. Standing on the now silent hill. Silent Hill? Pyramid Head? Daddy? I could tell that the long battle had finally come to an end. I'm a monster fucker.
カポ、なんで起きてるんです？
Boss,
まだおとな
what
し
are
く
you
寝てなく
doing?
ちゃダメ
You
です
need
よ。
to stay put.
いい。横になっていると体が鈍る。
Monster lover is a wailing. It is. Lying down is only making me tired.
いや、全然良くないですって。
You get
あ
yourself
なたか
down.
らも言ってください。
She told you to stay put, too. Leo's right, Dante. We don't want your wounds to open. I'll get you a coffee latte, so please stay on the sofa. Dante wasn't happy, but he listened and quietly sat himself up on the sofa. Carlo was rubbing himself against Dante as if trying to console him. What happened felt like so long ago. I pondered while getting his coffee prepared. We came back to the Falzone Manor. Then the doctors tended to Dante's wounds. Forgot Carlo was a cat, not a bird. Yeah, he's just our cat. He's not a hot twink that we keep. The doctor was surprised that he was still alive after sustaining that kind of injury. Everything that happened, including what Emilio said, felt like a dream. Regardless, Dante was alive. That alone was proof what had happened back inside the room was real. And why did the Visconti come to the ruins that day? It seemed that Dante made a deal with Gil back when I was abducted. The doctor was done his examination. Dante explained to me that why they suddenly appeared at the ruins.
あの取引で、俺は
The
お前の身
deal
柄の
was
代わ
to
りに
exchange
ファ
you
ミ
for
リー
my
の利権を
family's
差し出
rights. I remember that. It was burned into my memory because of how shocking it was.
しかしギルバートは
But Gilbert
俺の申し
refused
出を
my
拒否して
offer and
その上
instead
で条件
proposed
を
a
つけてきた。
counteroffer. Was this after I left the room? What was his counteroffer? Dante closed his eyes and took a breath before answering me.
もしヴィスコンティに
If
ま
there
で
was
火の粉
ever a
が降りかかるよ
situation
うな
where the
事態になった
Visconti was
時、
dragged into the conflict,
ラオシュを倒すために二組織は
we
手
would
を
work
組み、
together to
その
defeat
協定を
the
結びたい
Laoshu.
と。
It was a cooperative agreement.
ラオシュ台頭以前、
Before the
こ
Laoshu
のブル
came
ロ
to
ーネの
power,
町は
the
ファルツォー
Lone
ネ
was
とヴィスコンティ
controlled
によ
by
り
the
二分されていた。
Falzone and the Visconti.
もともとファルツォー
The
ネから離反した
Visconti
組織とはい
separated
え、
from us to
ヴィ
form
スコン
their
ティと
current
我々
family,
はうま
but
く
we
共
still
存
got
できてい
along
た。
fairly well. Come to think of it, crime did only seem to increase within the past few years. The Laoshu existed a while back, living along the back alleys of Berlin. But they were a very small group. It was only when Yang joined that things changed.
ヴィスコンティが単独でラ
It
オ
was
シ
a
ュを
lot
潰すより、
easier and
ファ
simpler
ルツォーネの
for
動
the
きに便乗した
Visconti to
方が
get rid of
か
the
かる労力
Laoshu
は少な
by
いかな。
timing their actions with us.
それに、ファルツォーネの利権を跳ねのけた
It's
時点で
clear what his
予想はできた
priorities
ことだ
were
が、
when he refused my offer for the family rights.
あの男は
He has
ブ
no
ルローネを
interest
手
in
に入れることに
at
興味
all
がな
at
いらしい。
gaining control of Berlone. Really?
自分はブルローネに収
According
ま
to
る
him,
器ではない。
according to
だから
him,
この町の既
he's
得
far
権
too
益など
important to be
必
tied
要
to
ないそうだ。
controlling Berlone. He has no interest in the town.
あの男は林にする
He's
な。
not going to die an easy death. Oh, stop it, Dante.
あの会合以降、
Ever
俺たちの
since
情
that
報と
meeting,
行動は
I've
ある
been
程度
sharing
ギル
what
バートに共
information
有
I
してい
had
た。
with Gilbert.
もちろん全てを
Not
話した
that I
わけ
could
じゃない。
disclose
あ
everything,
くまで差し支えのない
just what I
範囲
knew
で。
wouldn't harm
だが
us. So that's why the Visconti came to the ruins that day. Dante took a sip of the cafe latte I made. He then frowned slightly. Pink. He must have noticed that I didn't put the usual amount of sugar in it. Hehe.
だんて、砂糖の過剰摂取は健康に悪いよ。
Too much sugar is bad for you. Nicola! Why are you here?
君は怪我人なんだから、こんな
You're
時くらい
injured, you
節
know.
制してもいいんじゃない？
Moderation would be a good thing for you.
ニコラさん、
Nicola, welcome back. Leo, why are you so excited? Nicola walked in nonchalantly, and Leo greeted him as if nothing happened. It's been a few days since the battle at the ruins. Nicola came to visit the Falzone family to speak with Dante in private. After that, Nicola reached out to me, saying he wanted to apologize.
君をヴィスコンティに差し
I
出すこと
wanted
で
to end all the
僕は
conflict
全
by
てを解
handing you
決した
over
かっ
to
た
the
んだ。
Visconti. You had never truly betrayed Dante, had you? He was simply putting up a front to make it seem as though he had betrayed the Falzone. I forget how long the best ending takes, because it has to wrap up all of the plot lines.
それと、君に
Speaking of
心から
which,
謝罪した
I
い。
owe you an apology. Yeah, Nicola's a brat. For my abduction?
君に対して優しくない態度をとってしまったことも、
And the fact that I wasn't necessarily a gentleman to you.
僕は意図的
I
に
chose
君を
words
傷
that
つ
would
け、
hurt
追い
you,
込むよう
and
な
I
言葉
pressured
を
you
選んだ。
into feeling bad about being here.
鍵の乙女はファルツォーネ
It
の
was
当主である
simply
ダンテ
because
を
I
さら
felt
に
your
危険にさら
existence
してしまう
as
存在
the
だと
key
思ったから。
maiden would bring danger to Dante as the boss of the Falzone. We don't like it, Nicola, rough. He was just unnecessarily mean. It's not his route, and he tried to get in the way of our romance. He flirted with us. He tried to confess his feelings for us that weren't real. He just didn't want Dante to have us. He showed us someone being tortured by Dante to make us think bad about Dante. He told us Dante only liked us because we were the key maiden. He tried to kill us. He did kill us in 3 bad endings. In this route. In all of Dante's bad endings, he shot us. He's been a bad boy in Dante's route. And not in a fun Yang way. Yeah, he did. Messy on a casino step, messy in a back alley. It was not nice of him.
君が悪いわけじゃないのは
I
分
know
か
it
っていたの
wasn't
に
your fault,
僕
but
はあえてひどいことをした。
regardless, I took that kind of actions against you.
君だって運命に
You were
翻弄
also
さ
a
れた
pawn
側
of
なのに
fate,
ね。
but I still... That's alright, Nicola. I'm just happy to see you come here to apologize. Pinker. I know, and everyone knows how much you care about Dante and the entire family. Dante explained to the entire Falzone family that they were working with the Visconti to defeat the Laoshu. Therefore, he had Nicola fake a betrayal in order to infiltrate the Visconti, and that it was all necessary so that they could deceive Yang. Most of the members didn't even know Nicola betrayed the family, which explained why none of them doubted Dante, speaking out as the family boss. Well, some of them knew about the betrayal were surprised at hearing the speech, like Leo. He came to accept it as fact, saying that if it was top secret, then it can't be helped.
ところで、ジュリアは今キッチンにいる？
By the way, is Julia in the kitchen? Yes.
じゃあ何かお願いしてこようかな。
Maybe I can
もうお
get
腹が
something
ペコ
to
ペ
eat
コなん
then.
だ。
I'm starving here. You didn't eat at the Visconti's place?
うん。だってビスコンティの料理は
Well,
僕
the
の好み
food
に
they
合わないんだよ
prepared there
ね。
didn't suit my taste. Nicola was working as Dante's right-hand man to help the family while Dante recovered. He was also acting as a liaison between the Visconti, keeping him busy almost every day.
じゃあ俺も一緒
I'll
に行
go
きま
with
すよ。
you. Then
さっきか
I'm
ら
getting
実
pretty
は
hungry
小
too.
腹が空いちゃって。
あ、そうだ。レジーナ商店のお
Ah,
ば
I
さんが
forgot.
レオに顔を出してほしいって言って
The
いた
lady
よ。
at Regina's store said she wanted you to see her.
レジーナの？
Regina?
少し前に
Maybe
態度
it's
の
for
悪い
that
客
time
を追っ払ってあ
I
げ
got
た
that
からか
hooligan
な。
out of her store. Nicola and Leo talked their way out of the kitchen, their way to the kitchen like best friends. The Falzone family's reputation that had taken a hit was now starting to return, all thanks to the effort of everyone involved. Peace was returning to Berlin. All that tension that had filled the town seems like it happened just yesterday. The Laoshu were gone, and their absence brought a greater security to the town.
ラオ州の残した負
The
の遺産は
Laoshu
まだ
did
残
leave
ってい
some
るが、
problems
少
behind,
しずつ改善に
but
向かう
those
だ
should
ろ
be dealt with soon. I hope you heal as soon as possible, Dante.
う。お前は本当に優しいな。
You're too kind. Do you think? He suddenly became quiet, pondering over something. After a moment of thinking, he looked at me and asked,
教会に帰るか？
Do you want to go back to the church? Huh? That caught me off guard. Dante continued to speak rather hesitantly.
遺跡から帰ってきて、
I
ずっと
appreciate
俺
your
の看病
looking
をしてく
after
れ
me
たことには
since we
感謝して
returned
いる。
from the ruins.
だが、脅
But
威が
now
なくな
that
った
the
今、
threat is gone,
本当はもう
if
教
you
会
want to
に
go
帰
back
りた
to
いん
the
じゃないかとは。
church, I should go back. I let Sister Sophia know how things are now, but I haven't seen her for a while. I'm sure they're all waiting for me.
そうか。
I see.
俺の傷もかなり癒えてい
I'm
る。
nearly back to
もう
normal,
大丈夫だ。
so you're free to go back,
だからお前はも
go
う
to
教
the
会に。
church. And I sandwich his cheeks with my hands on both sides, then stare into his eyes. His beautiful azure eyes flickered like the Adriatic Sea, surprised by what was happening. Dante, do you remember what you told me? I thought you said you wanted me to be by your side, Or were you lying to me?
嘘じゃない。
It
あれ
wasn't a
は俺の
lie.
本心
I
だ。
promise. Well, why are you asking me if I want to go back to the church then? I've become the yandere. The Sundare's like, do you want to go back to the church? And I'm like, don't ever tell me to leave you again, sir.
それは
Well, I just
もし
thought
かしたら
that
お
you
前
wish to
は
go back
そう
already.
望んでもともとお
You
前がフ
came
ァル
here
ツォーネ
only
に来たの
because
は
we forced you
自
to.
ら望んでのことじゃない。あれは不可
I
抗力だ。
popped a man's head for you.
誰だって自
You
分の
don't
生ま
want
れ
to
育
be
った
taken
環境
away
を
from
そう
your
簡単
home,
には
right?
捨てられないだろ
Sure, the church is my home, but
う。お前が教会に帰ったからとい
my
って
feelings for you won't
俺の気
change
持ちが
whether
変わ
you're
るわけじゃ
here
な
or
い。
whether you're at the church.
もうこれ以上
I just don't
お前
want
の
to
ことを
hold
無
you
理に
here
縛りつ
against
け
your
たくな
will
かったん
anymore.
だ。
I looked deep into his eyes and gave him my honest reply. Thank you, Dante. Your concern makes me so happy. Then again, what you said made me feel like you were denying my feelings.
悪かった。
I'm
お前
sorry.
がどう思っている
I
のか
should have asked
ち
you
ゃんと
first
尋
how
ねる
you
べきだった。
felt.
はっきり言葉にさ
I
れることを
probably
恐れ
was
て
too scared to
勝
ask,
手に答え
so
を
I
出そう
came
とし
to a
た。
conclusion on my own. Dante then looked at me seriously. His eyes locked onto mine.
お前の望みを教えてく
Pink,
れ。
what do
教
you
会に
want?
帰りたいか。
Do you wish
それ
to
とも
return to the church? I smiled and responded, I want to be with you, Dante.
俺はマフィアのカポだ。
I'm a mafia boss.
今回はなんとか生き
We
残
made
っ
it
た
through
が、
this time,
次はど
but
うな
there's
るか
no
わからない
telling。 what could happen next.
お前を危険にさらすことだってあるかもし
You
れな
could be
い。
put on the front lines of danger, too.
それでも
Even still,
俺と一緒にいてくれるか。
you want to be with me? Yes. Even if you are a mafia boss, even if I have to live a life of danger, I still want to be with you.
わかった。
Understood. Dante looked at me and accepted my words with resolve. He then let out a brief sigh.
改
You
めて
still
教
have
会
to
に
go
行
to
く必要が
church,
できた
though.
な。
You need to
ソフィア
talk
に
to
いろいろと
Sister
話さなけれ
Sophia.
ば。
Will you come too?
当然だ。
Of course.
シスターソフィアは
Sister
お前
Sophia
の
is
親
your
のような
parent
も
and
のだろ
guardian, isn't she?
う。改めて挨拶したい。
I need to pay my
これからの
respects
こと、
and explain
俺
to
たちの
her
ことを
what our future
きちんと
holds.
話そう。
Thank you, Dante. I took my hands off Dante's face, knowing that his words were heartfelt and true. Everyone at the church is going to be surprised. The church was still precious to me in my home, but I want to be with Dante. I would never have expected back then to ever feel this way. But this feeling has grown to the point that it was that this feeling has grown to the point that was now. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, if he's not coming, we're not doing something right. I'm sorry, Cole. I wasn't ignoring you. I was trying so deeply just to not laugh. And focus. And then I couldn't read through the translation error. Oh, my brain hurts. Okay. But this feeling has grown to the point that it was now my deepest desire. There. I put in the word that was missing. Others.
一体何があったというん
What
です
happened? Answer us,
答えて
Emilio.
ください突然ロズベルグ教を処
Why
分するなん
expel
て
Bishop
なぜ
Rosberg?
あんなに経験
He
な
was
方
among
を
the most pious of us all.
あなたには説明
Why
責
aren't
任
you
がある
answering
でしょ
us? It is your duty to explain what happened. They can say what they please. I have no interest in their questioning.
彼らの地位では生物について知
They
らされない。
wouldn't know about the
だ
relic.
から彼ら
If
に
so,
は
I have
何
nothing
も
to
教えられ
explain.
ることが
The priest began to yell louder, and soon their words became laced with angers. It was then that a voice admonished the priests in the room.
お
The priests held their breath as the head of the church reprimanded them to be silent.
まったく権力
Power
も
and
政治も
politics are quite the
面倒な
hassle.
だけだ。
I left the room and hurried out to the garden.
今夜の星は
How are the stars tonight? The stars were silently drifting in the night sky. Their brilliance portended the future of those whom they were ordained. For whom they were ordained.
あの子たちは勘違
The
いしているか
children
もしれないけれ
may
ど
misunderstand what has truly happened. The key maiden was not one who had been randomly chosen from the rabble. That person was, should I say, one who was bound to fate, to the Falzone's successor. Astrology guides us to find that person of destiny.
とはいえ星は気まぐ
The
れだ。
stars can be
ちょ
fickle.
っとしたことで
One slight
そ
shift
の
could
巡りは大
change
き
the
く移ろ
entire
って
course
し
of
まう。
fate.
けれど
I
真な
must
る
say,
生物の鍵が
it's quite
対の男
interesting
女だ
that
なん
the
て
keys are
面白い
always
よ
male
ね。
and female.
銀の光と金の
A
光。
silver and a gold
Ka.
light. I
まさ
suppose
にあ
they
の二人
were
こそ生
befitting
物
of
に触れるに
obtaining the
ふさわ
relic.
しい人間。
I saw the color of their life's brilliance. I saw their coming of fate. I want to thank them for showing me their pride from the bottom of my heart.
長生きは
It's good to live
してみるものだ
long, I
ね。
suppose. What? A few days later, Dante and I went to church.
Signore Falzone, どうか
Yeah, no
この子の
queer
こ
keys
とをお
is
願
a
いしま
crime.
す。
No women loving women keys? That's a crime. Signora Falzone, please do take good care of her. Sister Sophia was surprisingly open and positive about what we told her. Maybe she has some kind of sense that this was going to happen. But to everyone else at the church, our story came from nowhere.
あな
What?
たがファルツ
You?
ォーネ
A
に
Falzone? Yeah, my wife, Elena. I scored us a bag. Don't worry. I'm gonna get married to him. And, then we'll kill him.
お姉ちゃん、もう帰って
You're
こない
not
の
coming home, sis?
そんな
Aww.
いつ帰ってくるのかなって僕
We
たち
were all
楽しみ
waiting
に
for
して
you
た
to
のに
come back too. Laura and Giovanni's shoulders dropped. Jean was glaring at Dante.
いくらファルツォーネの過去だっ
Hey,
て
even
お
if
姉ちゃん
you're
を
the
泣かせたら
boss,
許せないから
I'm
な
not gonna let you get away with it if you ever make her cry. Calm down, Jean. Don't worry about me. I'll still be coming here, and I'll help with the provisioning. It'll be just like before. Isn't that right, Dante?
ああ、
Yes.
お前がしたいように過
And
ごす
you're
とい
free
い。
to do what you want. Dante gently smiled at me, despite only now hearing what I wanted to do.
ファルツォーネファミリーとしても今まで以上に
The
教会の
Falzone
活動に協
family will
力してい
offer
こ
more
う。
support to the church than before.
お姉ちゃんが教会に来れるなら
Well, if this is gonna come to
いいと思う
church,
けど
then I guess it's alright. Pink,
あなたは
you
小
have
さな
been
子供
a
の頃
very
から
obedient
と
child
ても
since
聞き
your
分けがい
youth.
い子でそのあなたが
Now you found
こうして
something
自
you
ら
want
望むもの
all
を
by
見
yourself,
つけて私はそんな
which
あ
is
なた
why
の
I'm
願
very
い
happy
を
to
とて
hear
も嬉
what
しく思
you
いま
told
す
me. I wish
心
you
から
every
祝福し
blessing.
ますよ
Sister Sophia.
私も
Me too. She knows. She knows. See, Gene just wants us to spill our sins out in confessional. Yeah, he's like, come back to the church. Don't worry. I'm gonna marry the Falzone, and then I'm gonna have a kid, and then I'm gonna stab Dante, and then me and Elena are gonna run the Falzone. I'm also gonna stab Nicola. And then we'll also sleep with Gil and Oliver. Elena jumped towards me and grabbed my hands. She then looked sternly into my eyes.
私も二人のことを
I'll be
祝福す
praying
る
for
わ
the best.
だって
After all,
今の
I
あなたは
haven't been
とっても
ever
輝
seen
いて
you
いる
this
んだも
happy
の
before. Besides when we were in bed together. Kill all the men after getting our fill and live a eerie future with Elaine. Exactly! I can tell you finally found something really precious to you, besides me. Elena!
だから
To be
本当
honest,
はやっ
I'm
ぱり
going to be
寂しい
sad
け
that
ど
you're not
会え
around,
なくなるわ
but
けじ
we
ゃな
can
いな
still
ら
see each other anytime and fool around.
私
So I want to see you off with a smile. Thank you so much, Elena. Yeah, we found a whole mansion with a latte maker and a mommy to take care of us and a little whipping boy named Leo who loves us. The blessing from everyone warmed my heart. I smiled as I never had before, hearing all their heartfelt words. I may have been living a life without any real dreams of my own back then. I would simply wake up, work, eat, and sleep. But my daily life had changed the day I began living with Dante. There were times when we collided, not understanding each other's feelings. I remembered vividly how close to death we were back when we sought the relic. The days were far from normal, but we overcame our trials, and now we had a life that I so adored. I can think with Dante and be with Dante, and we decided our future, a future that held unlimited possibilities, a future that I appreciated from the bottom of my heart. I was right, that ending took 2-ish hours to get. Oh, there's gonna be another part of it. This should only take a few minutes. I'm sorry, Dante. Everyone just...
いやいい
Don't worry.
少し疲れたが
I'm a little
彼
tired,
らもお
but
前
they're
の
your
家族だから
family.
な
Let me out. Dante was precious to me, but the children could probably sense that. They pestered and played with Dante until late in the evening. I could tell he was very tired. No doubt he hadn't played with kids like this before.
どうして笑うんだ
Why are you laughing? Yeah, 100%. You make Dante play pony until he buys you an actual pony. I'm just happy to see another side of you, Dante. Dante frowned, as if he didn't want to show this other side to me, but hearing me chuckle brought a smile to his face.
屋敷に戻る前に聖堂へ寄ろ
Do you mind if we
構わない
go
か
inside before we head back? Why, of course. Oh, just wait 9 months. We may as well go inside to say a prayer while we're here. The sunset was shining light into the church. No one else was around. The serenity and fantastical shimmering of the lights were beautiful beyond words. We walked towards the altar. Dante stopped at the front, then turned towards me. Then, huh? He took my hand and got on one knee. My heart was racing. Dante gently kissed my hand with the utmost reverence. His graceful demeanor was that of a storybook prince. The warmth from his lips sent a surge of heat through my fingertips. Dante? Surprised, I spoke his name, and not a prenup in sight. I mean, he's not the one with the lawyer. Also, 1925 Italy. I don't have much rights as a woman. He didn't remove his lips from the back of my hand. Soon he lifted his head to look up at me. His warm breath tickled my hand as it left. Pinker NeonNova. Yeah, basically. That's why I also have to stab Nickel and make sure I secure an heir so that I can take over until my child is old enough. He shook a little, but with a serious voice spoke my name.
どうか
Please
聞いてほ
listen
しい
to what I have to say.
お前のことを
I
初
thought
めはただ
before
使命
that
と
I
して
only
守らなけ
needed
れ
to
ばならない
protect
と
you
思っ
as
てい
part
た
of my mission.
ただそれだけなのだ
That
と
was the only thing I sought to
それ以上の
accomplish.
特別な
I
感
didn't
情は
have
そ
any
こにはないと
particular emotions beyond that.
だが
But as I spent time with you,
お
my
前と
heart,
同じ時
my
間を過
soul
ごすう
began
ち
to
に
change.
遠くから見つめてい
You
るだけ
taught
では
me
決
that
してわ
there
から
are
なかった
things
こ
I
とを
could never know from
お前
afar.
は教えてくれた
I couldn't take my eyes off him. We both looked at each other as I listened.
お前と接すると
Being with
俺
you
はい
made
つ
it
も振り回
difficult
さ
to
れて
be a ruthless boss.
冷徹なカポ最初はもちろん戸
At
惑った
first, I was
だが不
distressed.
思議と
Then,
今はそれ
part
も
of
悪
me
くないと思ってい
accepted
る
what was happening. You taught me to be a bottom sub. That's why I'm down on my knees. Dante's gentle and kind voice bore a hint of self-reproach at the thought.
笑顔を見るたび
Seeing
も
your
っと笑って
smile
ほしく
makes
なる
me want to see
お前
more
を
of
幸
it.
せにしたいと
I want to
心から
bring you
願う
true joy and happiness. So please, will you peg me tonight?
どうかこれからもお
Pink,
前の心を
please
その思いを
grant me your
俺
heart,
に与えて
your
くれ
feeling, now and forever.
愛している
I love you.
ずっと俺
Please
のそばに
always
いて
stay
ほし
by
い
my side. Listen, when the first two words after you say your joke are the two first words you said in your joke, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. I was speechless. All I could do was nod in response to his heartfelt confession. Yes, Dante. I love you too. Please allow me to peg you. To allow me to stay by your side forever. Dante smiled like a young child, hearing my reply.
愛している
I love you, Pink, from the bottom of my
心から
heart. His words ended with the toll of the church bell, signaling the coming of evening in Boulogne. The conflict in the town drew to a close. A new age was to begin. The grand toll of the evening bell hearkened the coming of night. So too did it toll for our new beginning, a toll of blessing for our new future together. Finn! There, we got all the endings for Dante. Yay! We did it! That only took me 2.5 hours to do to get the last ending. 3, 2. Oh, I need to stretch. Oh, Dante short stories are unlocked. Not playing those yet. Extras. I wanted to show you the Yang picture, right? Actually, I'm missing some of the Dante CGs. That's fine. I think they're all from the... See, I'm missing one of Yang's pictures. I need to go back and find it. Here it is. That's the Yang CG. It's much spicier than the Dante CG. Much spicier. Oh, there's a toggle. Where's the Nicola one? That's the... There it is. The Nicola one is good. I think the better one is his Kiss one. Yeah, the Kiss one's nicer for Nicola than the Sexy Time one. This is my favorite one. Look at her boobs. Would you believe this is from the tragic ending in Nicola's route? Showing off the assets. Yeah. It does. We're very caged bird in that one. This is the sexy one is the best ending. Actually, you know what I need to check? Progress. Yeah, Dante, Nicola, Yang are all 100%. Let's do Gilbert and Orlok. Okay, I need to take a break, and then we'll come back and get through the start of Orlok's route. Yeah. And then once we finish Orlok's route, we can go on to Gilbert! Yay! Gilbert! Available after completing that. Yep. Okay. We're cheating to get into Orlok's route, but then when we're in Orlok's route, we will do it blind. This is how I do this. I use a guide to get onto their route, and then I cheat I cheat to get onto the route. And then I go in blind. Or play it blind. Let's watch the opening. It just shows us some CGs that we've seen before. Nicola. Hola. That's our man. Man, the twink. The legend. Wow. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Let's go to start the main storyline. Yes. Skip the opening scene? Yes. Fast forward. Give me the button. Give me my button. Oh, wrong button. This one. Say good morning. Everyone is blessed. Giovanni, we are blessed the moment we arrive in this world. But this blessing is a bit different from what you consider to be blessings.
どういうこと?
What do you mean? For example, I thought for a moment before speaking. The biscotti you ate this morning was made from wheat. The farmers grow the wheat, right? Yeah. The wheat grows because of all sorts of things that surround it, like the sunlight, the dirt, and the rain. Humans are like that. God blesses every single one of us in ways we aren't aware of. I think they have a reason to leave. Nicola. God bless me to be a problem. God created me to be everyone's problem. Thank him. Thank you very much. Blah, blah, blah. Watch thoughts. Give thanks for the day. The wind auto plays. Yang's talking to the church. He was being naked, which I love. You're right, he is a nice person. Warlock. You seem very earnest in your prayers. To be honest, I very much admire your piety.
祈ることはたくさんありま
There
す
are many things I need to pray
俺
for.
は
I'm
ま
still
だ
very
足りない
lacking.
から
He is. Such a gothic little twinkle. Lacking?
俺には
I
主の声が聞こえない
can't hear the Lord's voice. I think that's the voice we're going for. Low and breathy. I'm gonna forget that. He's lacking in the green filling.
だからいつ
Which
か
is
主の
why
言
I
葉を
wish to
授かれる
continue
ように
praying until I can hear his
それまで
voice call to me.
祈り続けようと思います
That's very nice to hear. He really is. He's really pious and very straightforward about his faith. This is religious trauma, the root. Huh? He stared at me for a while, then turned his back on me. Huh? Just keep smiling. Me too. Talk to him. Maybe I should talk to him. Is there something you need? And done. I put away all the supplies. All that was left to do was head back, but suddenly a young boy appeared.
姉ちゃん
Can I
ちょっといい
bother
か
you, sis? Oh, what is it?
今日配ってたお菓子美味しかった
The sweets were really good.
姉ちゃん
Did you
たちが
make them?
作ったんだっけ
Why, yes. I'm glad you enjoyed them.
あそれで
Well,
姉ちゃんたちまた来てくれんの
are you gonna come back here again? Of course. I'll bake something different the next time we come.
本当
Really? Yes, just you wait. Upon seeing his bright smile, a thought came to mind, and I began to speak carefully. You know, the church is open to any children who don't have a place to live. We have food on the table every day, so if you don't mind, would you like to come with me?
せっかくだけど
Nah, I'm good.
いいや
This is my place,
俺
you
の居
know.
場所はここだからさ
I see. An invitation to come shouldn't be forced. I should honor any decision he makes. I decide to let him be, despite my worry. I looked around for a bit. It seemed as though everyone had left. I'd better head back. It's getting chilly outside, so you take care and stay warm now, okay?
うん。
Gotcha.
あんただけ姉ちゃん
Anche ete, sis. Just a bit more before I'm home. As I hurried back with the supplies, a shadow appeared in front of me. You're...
俺はオルロックと言います
My name is Orlok.
教
I
国
am a
の人
disciple
で
of
す
the church. Orlok! Okay, we're on Orlok's route. Orlok? A disciple? Closing the page. A shadow? Oh no, we're in a J.R. Ward. Who dat? What he do? She's a big smutty romance author. Ooh, cool.
今までは身分を隠してい
I
ま
have
した
kept my identity hidden all
Kedo.
this time.
授かっ
But
た
in
使命
order
を
to
果たす
fulfill
た
my
め
mission, I thought it best to disclose myself to you.
あなたは神が選んだ女性
As
だ
you
から
have been chosen by God,
俺と一
I
緒に
would like to ask that you
来て
follow
もら
me.
います
I was thoroughly confused by his sudden approach and choice of words. I believe you've mistaken me for someone else.
いいえ
No,
俺が迎えに
Pinker
来たのは
NeonNova.
あなた
I
で
have
す
come for you, no doubt.
詳しい事情は
I will explain later, but first.
そこにいるのですか？
Pink, are you there? Sister Sophia, you came back for me?
ええ
Why,
あ
yes,
なたの帰りが
you've
遅い
been
の
out
で
here long enough,
何か
so
あ
I
ったの
wanted
か
to
と
see. Wow, that was a big sigh, sir. She was specifically worried about someone like this man coming for me. She's on Team Dante. Huh? Ah! Orlok suddenly lifted me up and carried me over his shoulder.
あなた
What
何
are
をして
you
いるので
doing?
す
Let
一
go of
体
her.
その
邪魔をするな
Stand
あなたに
aside.
用はない
I have no use for you.
いいえ
No,
離しませ
I
ん
won't let go.
しつこい
Insistent. He pushed my mom. Sister Sophia. Ugh. Sister Sophia fell to the ground and lay there without another movement. Sister Sophia.
急がないとこれ
We
以上
need
邪
to
魔が入る
hurry.
と困る
We don't have all day. Orlok put his hood back over his face, then ran quickly into the alley. His grip on me was surprisingly tight. What's happening? Who is he? I couldn't utter a sound as he held me tightly with his arms. Chapter 1. Yeah, exactly, Orlok. Don't be mean. The young man ran through the alley with me over his shoulder. I couldn't believe how fast he was, even carrying someone of my size. Please, put me down. Where are you taking me? Ugh. He continued without a word as we moved deeper into the alley. Hey! This starts like every other route. I got kidnapped. Why aren't you answering me? Let me go. In that case, I don't mind if he drops me. I'll have to get myself loose somehow. Huh? He placed his hand over my mouth just as I began to wriggle out of his hold.
静かにしていてください
Please, be quiet for a moment. Cool. That's nasty. You nasty. It's okay. I get it. I understand. I did my best to break free and even tried to bite his hand. But despite his slight frame, his hold on me was strong and unfailing. All I could do was scrape his finger with my teeth. As I continued to struggle, he ran deeper and deeper into the silence of the alley. He slowed to a stop at a shadowed junction. He quickly lowered me with ease and set me gently down on my feet. I could tell he was being very careful. It seemed strange, especially since he had just abducted me by force. I'm probably thinking too much. I might be in trouble if I tried to run. He quietly took my hand. He was holding on to me so gently. What should I do? Now's my chance. I quickly swung my arm to push him back, but
逃がさない。
you're not getting away. Huh? He didn't seem to hold me with force, but somehow I couldn't get his hand off of mine. His hand was cold and hard like steel. The lack of expression in his eyes made it seem as if he weren't human.
俺は手荒な真似はしたくないけど、早急に
I didn't
あ
want
な
to
たと接
detain you
触
like
する
this,
必要があった。
but I needed to make contact with you immediately.
あなたには敵がい
There
ま
are
す。
enemies afoot,
だか
so
ら
I wish to
人
avoid
目
any
につくの
trouble.
は避けたい。
If you could keep quiet,
叫ばないでほしい
please.
です。それに暴れられると落としそう
And
で
your
ちょっと
struggling
困る。
earlier was dangerous.
おとなしく
It
し
would
てく
help
れる
if
と
you stayed
あ
calm
りがたい
too.
かも。もちろん落としません。
Not that I would drop you, though. I looked straight into his eyes in an effort to see what his intentions were. Maybe he felt guilty about what he did, but he slowly looked away from me.
強行手段を取ったことは
I apologize for
ごめんなさい。
taking you without your consent,
けど
but this is all to
これ
protect
はあ
you.
なたを守るためです。何度でも言います。
I'm on your side.
俺は
I have no intention
あ
of
なた
harming
の
you.
味方です。あなたの害になることはしません。どうか
Please,
信じてください。
trust me. He doesn't look like he's lying. I'm not sure what to say. How could I trust him so easily? He did take me against my will.
俺のこと信じられませんか？
Are you saying you don't trust me? Not yet. How can I trust someone who just abducted me? It was unreasonable to trust him so soon.
すみません。
Forgive me.
こういうのうまく説明
I
できな
can't
くて
explain these things well.
本当に俺が悪いです。
Yeah, right? Come on, sir. You haven't even given me the safe word. We haven't even had a discussion about what we're doing here. How's this scene supposed to play out? This is all my fault. No, you misunderstand. It's not that you haven't explained. You harmed Sister Sophia. Oh. I know you must have your reasons for doing what you did, but I can't trust someone who would harm others like that. Sister Sophia was like a mother to me. She was someone truly precious in my life. No matter the circumstances, I couldn't forgive him for what he did.
ごめんなさい。
I apologize.
失敗した。
It was my failure.
失敗し
I
ました。
failed.
本当は
I
誰の
wanted
ことも
to
傷
take
つけ
care
ない
of
で終わらせ
everything
たかっ
without
た
anyone getting hurt.
です。
Yeah, but you still hurt her. His shoulders fell, as if he were a child being reprimanded. Seeing him in such pain was making me feel like I was in the wrong. No, no, no. We're not wrong. We're not wrong. We're not wrong here.
あなたの言う通りです。
You're absolutely right.
俺を
I
信
can't
じられ
blame
ない
you
の
for
は
not trusting.
仕方ない。
That's right. He looked at me meekly, then mumbled.
す
It's
ごい
amazing.
な。
Huh?
こんな状況でも
Even in this
さらわれた
situation,
自分のこと
you're
よ
still
り
worried about someone
シ
else
スターのこ
besides
とを気遣
yourself.
ってるなんてやっぱりあ
You
なたは
really
選
are
ば
the
れた
chosen
人
one.
だ。
You have my deepest respect.
俺は
Stop it.
あなたを心から尊敬。
Chosen? He did say something like that earlier.
あなたは神が選んだ女性だから
As you have been
俺と一緒
chosen
に
by God, I
来て
would
もら
like
い
to
ます。
ask that you follow me. What is he talking about?
目的の場所まであと少し。
We're almost there.
だか
I
ら
can explain once we
詳しい
arrive.
説明はそこで。
He began to walk, still holding on to my hand. At the very least, having my 2 feet on the ground made me more at ease than being carried. Orlok paced himself so that he wouldn't pull on my arm. I know it sounds strange, but I feel like he has no intention of harming me. I'm not sure why. Honestly, I still felt that I should try and make my escape from him. But his words and presence were oddly comforting and reassuring. Orlok continued his trek down the alley with me in tow. Of all the places to take me, Valeno? That's Lao Shu territory. That means we get to see Yang. It seems like we were in Valeno, a district ruled by the Lao Shu. Walking here at night was far more dangerous than in the daytime. Orlok isn't from the east, is he? The Valeno district was inhabited by many foreigners, especially those from the Republic of China. Of course, there were Italians living here as well, but things changed once the Lao Shu arrived. He doesn't seem like someone who would be living in Valeno. Really, who is he? Maybe I should have tried to escape, even given the risks. Regret began to cloud my mind. As I continued walking in anxiety, Orlok pointed at a particular structure.
あそこに入ります。
We'll
もう
go
少しだ
there.
け歩い
Just
て
a
くだ
little
さい。
further, please. The structure that Orlok pointed to was surrounded by mafia guards. Orlok, are you sure about this? That place doesn't seem so safe. And aren't they the Lao Shu? Orlok, sensing my anxiety, looked at me with caring eyes and held my hand a little more tightly.
大丈夫です。
It's all right.
でも、あまりしつけられてない人たちが多い。
There would be considered
くれぐれ
gentlemen.
も
Please stay
俺
near
か
me.
ら離れないで。
That isn't making me feel any better at all. My legs seemed to resist, but somehow I forced them to move. I saw a number of people inside. I could tell they were looking at me with curious interest, as if appraising me. I feel very uncomfortable.
誰かと思えば
Well, if it
京国の
isn't
坊
the
やじゃねえ
church
か。
boy.
どこで
So,
捕まえたん
where'd
だ
you find
そ
her?
の女。なかなか趣味がいいじゃねえか。
You've got
後で
good
俺に
taste.
も味
Let
見
me
させ
know
て
when
くれ
you're
よ。
done with her. Gross. You're all gross.
ふざけるな。
Silence. Yeah, right? Orlok suddenly replied coldly to the leering men.
彼女に指一本でも触れてみろ。
You're dead the moment you lay a finger on her. His voice was bold, yet chilling, like nothing I had ever heard before. He was serious about killing them. Even I could feel the tension in the air.
そんな
Hey,
マジになるなって。
no need to be so serious.
まあほら
Come on,
許してくれよ
take it easy, will ya?
いい女を見たらお
A
近づきに
woman
なり
like
たくな
that
るのが
deserves some
男
attention,
の
right?
本能って
That's
もん
just
だ
a
ろ
man's instinct, right?
この人はお前たち
She's
のよ
not
う
the
な人間が
quality of
近づい
woman
ていい
you
相手じゃない
lowlights can speak to. Orlok says, get fucked. None of you deserve her. She's too perfect and precious and wonderful. She is sacred to the point that I shouldn't be touching her like this.
聖なる
Sacred, eh?
ねえ
ヤンから何も聞いてないのか。
You didn't hear anything from Yang.
あ
Oh
ああれ
yeah,
だろ
you mean
ロ
about
ズベル
that
クがなんたら
Rothberg
かん
guy?
たら
Huh? That name sounded strange. That name sounded strangely familiar. They did say Rothberg, didn't they? His name was well known amongst the devout within the church. Bishop Joseph von Rothberg, one of the higher ranking in the church. But hearing his name from the Lao Shu struck me as odd.
しかし見れば見るほど
Man,
俺好みだな。
she really is
神様
a
が羨まし
beauty.
いぜ。
God's got good taste, that's for sure. Weirdos. I love them. Ugh. Orlok turned a deaf ear to them and began walking down the hallway. He muttered words which were barely audible, even to me.
ロズベ
How
ル
can
グ
you
教の
behave
信
that
託を
way,
知ってるのに
knowing Bishop Rothberg's
どう
prophecy?
してこんな態度を取れる。
Prophecy, a vision from God or any divine being. Thank you, terminology.
理解できない。
Unfathomable. Bishop Rothberg's prophecy? I followed Orlok, wondering what he meant by those words.
使徒殿のお帰り
Ah,
か。守備よく運んだようだな。
the love of my life. Yang. So our dear disciple is back. It appears you were successful. The man sitting at the table looked at Orlok, then at me. Disciple? Is he referring to Orlok? I tilted my head in confusion. The man ogled me, studying my appearance with great interest. I held my breath with discomfort. His unusual presence was somewhat frightening.
ヤン、
Yang. Orlok spoke to the man. Yang, it can't be. There was one person in Veleno known by everyone in Berlone. The Lao Shu's leader, Yang. Was this man really that infamous person?
構成員の質が悪い。
Your men lack
彼女に対
manners.
して敬意が
They
ない。
didn't show her
速
due
やかに対
respect.
処すべきだ。
Take care of
と
them.
思う。
Yang. Hi, babe.
敬意？
Respect?
あ
Oh,
あ
that's
そう
right.
だな
She's the one
そ
from the
の女は
prophecy by
帝
His
から受けたご
Excellency.
神託で名指しくれぐれも丁
Perhaps
重
I
に
should
取り
remind my
扱う
men to
よ
treat her with
う
better
改
care
めて
then.
周知しておくか
頼む。いか
Do
に
that.
彼らが神を信じ
It
ない
doesn't matter if your
悪
men
魔
are
のような人
heathens or
間であっても
devils.
事のあらましを知れば
They should show the
彼
proper
女に敬
respect to
服せず
her
にはいら
that
れない
she
はずだ。
deserves.
そうだな
Yes,
実にその
you're
通
right.
りだ
Indeed, that is the case. Oh, his laugh is so beautiful. I'll marry him. They continued talking to each other. I decided to speak up to try and learn what was happening here. If you don't mind. He frowned at the sound of my voice, but quickly replaced it with a playful smile.
神託の聖女が望むまま
As you
に
wish, dear saint. Don't tease me like this. Tease me in a different way. Please? Please? Please. I spoke about what had been bothering me all this time. Could you please explain to me what's happening? Why was I brought here and
さてその答えは神のみぞ
now
知る
I'm afraid
の
only
ではな
God
いか
knows the answer to that. Yang replied playfully without any hint of reverence in his voice. Suddenly, Orlok spoke out to Yang in a stern voice.
それは確かに間違いじゃない。
What you said is indeed correct.
Kedo,
But she
ま
was
だ
in the
彼
middle
女
of
が話して
speaking.
る。最後まで聞いて。
Listen until the very end. Orlok's gonna stab everyone who crosses me. We love that for me. And him. Yang shrugged, and Orlok looked at me to urge me to finish my thought. I suppressed my fear of talking to the Mafia and continued my question. And what do you mean by saint? You mentioned His Excellency as well. I heard Bishop Rosberg's name earlier and... Dante fell zone.
なんだありゃ
Shit, we're being attacked.
おいどこの
Who the
やつ
hell are they?
ありゃ
Wait,
ファルツォーネ
the
か
foul zone?
ヤンに知らせろ
Let Yang know now.
じゃあみんな作戦通り
Everyone,
に
let's move.
何かあ
I'll
ったら
give the
都度
orders
指示を出
as
す
we go.
落
Just
ち着いて
keep
いこ
calm.
任せてくれアンダー
Leave
ボ
it
ス
to us, underboss.
地の利は向こうにある
They
建
have
物
the
内に踏み込
tactical
むのは危険だ
advantage. We need to draw them out of there. Understood.
返してもらうぞ
She's ours, Yang. Everyone wants me. What is going on? Wait. Gunfire.
うずいぶんと早いお出ましだな読ま
Well,
れ
that
てい
was
たか
quick. Planned from the start, I assume? Sirs, we can only fit so many into our schedule at a time. I can fit them all in. I'm delirious. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? Contrary to Orlok's furrowed brow, Yang spoke with a grin while sitting calmly. Yeah, well. Okay, we're gonna save here for tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!